screen. Okay, share screen with this. Yay. Okay, guys. So tonight we have a full moon, and it is honestly, even though it's Capricorn, which is usually very staunch and hard ass, and you get this very much a sense of duty and responsibility, and there's no nonsense. Things have just got to get done. Right? I like to use the analogy of the checklist, standing in the boardroom, you've got a list of things to do. Any Capricorn or Saturn energy are going to help you get through that list. So in a little while, we have, if I could just get rid of this thing. In a little while, okay, at 9:30 tonight, we have 9:37, we have the moon going to be full at 11 degrees of Cancer. So now the beauty of this one is it's the first time in 6 years that Saturn's not in its own sign. So rather than being that hard-assed, grumpy old man, Saturn in Pisces and retrograde has taken on a softer edge. All right, so we've got the Sun and Mercury there in Cancer, closely conjunct. Mercury is talking to the Sun, or the Sun is talking to Mercury in a way that Mercury can then articulate the Sun's energy. So family, ancestry, nurturing, that protective nature that that the crab has. Like don't mess with my kin. There's a mama bear type of energy here. And also our home, our early childhood home environment, and the place we reside. All right, so the Capricorn moon, with the ruler being in a softer place, we are able to actually start to make real the spiritual and the imaginative things that we have been building in our minds for a long time now. So like I said, Saturn in the last couple of years has just been forging on ahead, doing his thing, being a strong archetype. And right now, with him being retrograde, he's actually stopped and he's like, oh, let's develop some thought processes here. We've had Jupiter going through Pisces, Jupiter going through Aries, that understanding that we gained from the spiritual arena when it was in Pisces. And then, Jupiter just forged on ahead when it was in Aries. But the dreams we came up with Jupiter in Pisces, Saturn is now coming through and asking you, it's been a little bit of time now, what do you reckon about those plans you made back then? Do any of them still hold true for you? All right, so that was 2017-ish. All right, but I mean, anyway, the time in between, what have you been dreaming up, and can you put them into fruition now? Okay, so now we also have Pluto has backed back into Capricorn. So Capricorn full moon, let's look at Pluto. All right, so he is not satisfied with the total destruction of our old structures and foundations. He's looking at businesses and corporations and all the things that we've built our lives upon thus far and going, not good enough, guys. Absolutely not good enough. Over the last 20 years, while he's been in Capricorn, he has been changing our world. People used to trust the government. People used to think that, the government wouldn't mess them around, and, they've got our best interests at the heart, and all of that sort of stuff. And, and since 2020, none of those things are relevant anymore. Look at Paris and France right now. The Canada, like so many countries are just getting rid of the people in charge because they can see that they're absolutely not looking after the people. They're looking after their own pockets. So this Capricorn full moon, going back to the full moon, we are looking at a realistic realistic snapshot of our life right now. Like, you know, the rose-colored glasses have gone, although with Neptune now stationary in Pisces going retrograde, things may seem a little bit foggy right now. All right, there might be a little bit of distorted time. I know I've been, when I'm in my conversations with people, they're like, what day is it? I don't know what's going on. Neptune station. All right, so, and with Saturn retrograde, you know, and that foggy look, just be really sensible. Like, you know, is it hazy? Is it, you know, if it doesn't feel solid, then it is something that is dissolving. All right. So Saturn or Pisces dissolves boundaries. Pluto destroys boundaries. Saturn rebuilds boundaries and foundations. So all of those things together are giving us a realistic yet distorted view. And I hope that makes sense, because it makes sense to me that, you know, things are distorted. Look for the things that are still solid in your arena. Okay. Now I'm gonna have a problem here in a minute because I need to change my window. Okay. All right. So that is today. All right. So this is this full moon. You are looking at your life this week, today, right now. The sun and the full moon are shining its light on the things that need you to be restructuring. All right. So whatever the full moon is showing you, deal with it. Saturn's asking you to deal with it from a more internal perspective. All right. Yeah. Okay. Can you just mute, please? I don't know who it is. I can't see that, but if you could just mute, that'd be awesome. All right. Now, another thing that is taking place today. So like I was saying, that's at 9:30 tonight. Another thing taking place today is Venus square Uranus. So this is part of the Venus story that is unfolding as this whole retrograde cycle goes through its paces. All right. Now, Venus in Leo wants to be fabulous. Uranus rules unpredictability, all right? And in Taurus, it is an unpredictable nature of our structure and ability. That is my dog. Sorry. The unpredictable nature of life. Okay, all right, he's not happy. So sorry, you just have to deal with that. Okay. So now that's just thrown me entirely. Okay, unpredictable natures. All right. Now, not only is Venus looking at her security and feeling like part of the Capricorn moon, I need to be realistic about the things that make me feel secure. All right. So if there are illusions dissolving, all right, how can you shore that up somehow? All right. Now, another thing that Venus square Uranus is bringing out in us is dissatisfaction in relationships. All right. So has your life lost its sparkle? I keep saying about us readjusting our crown and making our tiara, like polishing up our tiaras. But, you know, are there areas of your life that you have compromised? All right. Is there somewhere that you are not content, yet you are just going through the motions? All right. So I mean, I suppose I'm highlighting relationships with people. Venus rules Libra, that is relationships. Has your romance lost its sparkle? You know, Venus in Leo rules romance. Leo is the romance before marriage. So that hot and heavy stuff. Another thing about today is that we've had that closest point where Venus and Mars got to within 3 degrees, 27 minutes of each other. They have been hot and heavy for the longest time, coming together, you know, both of them feeling good in Leo. And then today they stopped and Venus has slowed down and Mars has kept going. Now, Mars is going to move into Virgo, which is pretty much like a cold shower for Mars. he's not going to be exuding the same pheromones as what he has been with Venus. But Venus has turned a cold shoulder, and she's like, I'm going to reassess my life here, buddy. So, now is the time where honesty is the thing that is going to be the thing that keeps relationships together, right? Because everybody deserves to have a radical reassessment of their life every now and then, because when things go stale, and the Capricorn moon is a pretty stuffy type of moon, although Capricorns can be very vital. It is the sign of a sea goat, and goats jump around a lot. And I know that sounds like a weird analogy, but Capricorns can be a bit naughty too. So overall, you can see that today marks a turning point. All right, so there is a lot of logical wisdom at hand if you choose to just, like I was saying, those illusions that are dissolving will leave the solid structure behind, just like the tides. And when water erodes rock, the thing we've got now, the thing we're looking at with this Capricorn moon is the rocks that are left behind that have been able to withstand all of the stuff that's going on at the moment. So, okay, so that was just today. So like today is pretty much a big thing. All right, now as we go through the week, so this is just the rest of the week. All right, so now we've still got the Capricorn moon on Tuesday, the 4th of July, but it's going to be trine Uranus. So we've got this ability to, okay, if things are changing for you and there's all these sudden and unpredictable shifts, like I was saying with the Venus square Uranus, go with it. The more uncomfortable that you feel about something, they're the things that you need to really turn within on. Why am I uncomfortable? Unless it's something that is blatantly obvious and you're like, that's just that. We often just, there's still escapist tendencies in the air as well. So with this Neptune stationed retrograde, we're already not feeling comfortable. We already want to go for the thing that we usually do, whether that's alcohol or drugs or anything like that. Shopping, oh my god, I've been telling you guys for ages, and I'm going to continue the whole way through. Watch your spending during this Venus retrograde. Especially, there's a couple of times that Venus is called in conjunct, all right, so adjustment required to Neptune. So here's another one with the boundaries of dissolved. If you are usually the type of person that has good budgeting skills, with Venus doing her thing, she just doesn't care right now. She's like, oh my god, look at that diamond, it's so shiny, I want it. So budgeting, it could be that little bit more difficult at this time, even though you rationally know that it's the right thing to do. You could just be a little bit more lenient with the purse strings. So be careful of that one as well. All right, so let's go forward. Oh, sorry, that was okay. I keep getting to go forward. All right, so Tuesday. All right, so look at this. Tomorrow, we're going to have the emotional reaction that Pluto brings up. Now, here we go back into the truth of the matter. All right, so we're seeing things dissolve around us, and then we're going to come up against this emotional truth. And they're hard ones. Pluto is never he's never a comfortable, nice guy. He's just, it is how it is. So what's up? That's like 2 a.m. on Wednesday. So that's going to be more of a Tuesday evening. I'd be watching for the uncomfortable feelings. And then again, they're the things that you need to go with. What is the truth of the matter? And if you're facing someone and you don't want to tell them the blunt truth, then you've got to ask yourself why as well. Are you being overly protective, which is a Cancerian thing? Oh, I don't want to hurt them, but I will be content to be discontent. All right. So another one with Venus retrograde, where are you just like allowing yourself to, all right, I'll just go with it. You know, that's just not what this is all about. This is about challenging those limiting beliefs and boundaries and exploring the reason why you actually have that contentment to be, you know, to not have your needs met, right? And, you know, why is honesty hard for you, right? So, you know, I'll go into a little bit more of that later, but that is going to be Tuesday, and like most of Tuesday is going to be like that. Okay. So getting into Wednesday, we're coming into a Pisces moon. However, we've got, where am I? Wednesday, 1 p.m. Okay, so we've got that moon moving into Aquarius. Okay, so when the moon moves into Aquarius, oh, sorry, Wednesday. Yes, when the moon moves into Aquarius, we're looking at our bigger long-term goals. Okay, so right now we've had the hard look at our plan. You know, we've got our journals, we've got our plans. Now, when you get to the Aquarian moon, it's like, what do I need to implement? How is what I want to do going to affect the people around me? You have much more of a humanitarian and social ideology, I guess. You are more concerned with the people around you. And there is an emotional detachment. And I only say emotional detachment because the end goal is more worth the worry in between. You know, like there's a whole lot of, I don't really care, I'm just going to do it anyway when we come to the Aquarian moon, and the uniqueness that we can come out with as well. It's I wasn't going to say, I'm not unpredictable, just not like everyone else, and that's awesome. Be unique. All right, so this is now going into Wednesday, but I want to go to Thursday. All right. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, Thursday. Thursday, we are going to have to watch our words. Okay. So if you are looking at this, implementing the actions, if you are starting to tell the truth to people around you, if you are starting to see what the issues are that you are consciously avoiding because this is all unfolding, then Thursday may be one of those days where you need to think first and then wonder how you are going to address things. All right. So the moon in the morning is opposing Venus, Mars. It's in conjunct Mercury. And that just means that it's going to be very easy for you to just blah, and you know, not necessarily be nice about it because of that emotional detachment. You just think you're being logical and forthright. And really, there's a whole lot of other stuff in the air which is prickly and hurtful and, you know, really not. Oh, what's that saying where they're like, did Spock say it? Sacrifice one for the many. Well, you need to watch that you don't just be too blunt. And I know I'm saying be honest, but we've still got this thing on Thursday that we can be not nice honest. I know that's not the greatest analogy, but you know what I mean. All right. So Friday, we go into the Pisces moon, and Friday is going to be another one where we've got some hard lessons. So this week, when the moon gets to the end of the horoscope, we go through Pluto, we go through Saturn. And so on Friday, we're going to have the moon conjunct Saturn. All right, so we started with a Saturn moon, and by Friday, we're going to have the moon conjunct Saturn in Pisces. The things that you are thinking about now, take them to that spiritual realm. All right, how do I, so we've done the thing for the other people, and then we're going within again. All right, so how can I explore my feelings while still trying to build upon something? All right, all of us here have a spiritual bone in our bodies. All right, that's why we're here. We're doing astrology, and we're generally conscious living people. you know, how can you make those dreams that you're having a reality? There's another one on Friday, to listen to your intuition. And I'm not going to say a portal is opening, or I'm not going to say anything stupid like that, but it is one of those days where the gods or the universe will talk to you. So just pay attention. And again, you know, the universe wants you to do your best. So just be open and ready for messages to come out. Okay, so moving on to Saturday, we've got a great weekend, actually, guys. Okay, so with that Pisces moon on the weekend, we get a trine to Mercury. So we're actually really able to communicate with people, but it's going to be one of those days where we are reminiscing. All right, so Sun is still in Cancer here. Hang out with you know, family or you know, people that you know, love or affection, nurturing. And even though there's quite a few, you know, so when you're looking at a chart like this, red lines are more harsher aspect, blue lines are more gentle. You can see there's quite a few red lines here, but you know, over the week we're looking at our well-being, and you know, that therefore we're coming to that, what, you know, where am I being restricted? What are the things that are holding me back? You know, and Mars and Venus are now moving apart. We're just looking at this bigger picture. We're listening to what our intuition's saying. And, you know, the moon today is highlighting all of the issues that we have on our plate that need addressing. So Saturday, a good day for communication, for dreaming, for just chilling out, hanging back. So this Sun, beautiful trine to the moon there. Everyone is going to be a whole lot calmer than the prickliness that, the harshness of the week. All right. And then we've got Sunday, we have the moon coming over Neptune there. So like I said, the weekend is going to be a whole lot more gentler with the moon in Pisces. Now, the moon goes into Aries at 5:19 a.m. on Sunday. So if you do want to go for adventures or hikes, chill out Saturday, go do stuff Sunday, because the moon here, you know, Patty, I'm thinking of you going for an extra long run on Sunday, or you're going to have the vitality to actually, you know, just put some plans into action. All right. So the sun shines on things that requires attention. You are being shown what needs to be done. You may not want to do it, but once you start, you're likely to get good things done. So it's going to be a nice week. It's going to be one of those ones where, you know, you look within, you start to implement plans, have a good hard look at what you're doing right now. And then by the end of the week, you'll actually feel like you've achieved something and have a little bit of those good feeling endorphins on Sunday. So thank you. Oh my God, there is so much stress. Oh, Alyssa is a swimming. Yay, little fishy. Yay. That's awesome, Amy. Oh, hang on. Am I